Reaching back towards my earliest memories, I pull a wood chip from my sneaker and recall the park where I'm playing. It's 2003, or 4, or 5, and I'm too short to see over the counter at Pleasantville Pizza. But I know George is back there. Hey man, save me a slice. Elsewhere in town, I think to myself, there's a new spot in that place. There's a new place in that spot. And there's a new spot in that place again. I will think this many times over, for years and years to come. Needless to say, this life is pleasant. I can see that in every street. Crushing a Red Bull, I look into the shops and over the treetop, and just above the canopy, a voice speaks out to me. Welcome to Pleasantville. Yeah.
Okay, let's go for that. Ready? Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Hi there, and welcome to Our Town,
Pleasantville.
a show about our town.
Pleasantville. My name is Aiden Roney. I'm a substitute teacher, a casual walker, and a 22-year resident of Pleasantville.
Hi there, my name is Michael Bloom. I'm a 23-year resident of Pleasantville, a former Pleasantville High School graduate, and my mom's favorite classical composer is Claude Debussy.
A lot of you might be wondering, how did we meet?
Well, we're so glad you asked.
Michael and I met at Bedford Road School in 2nd grade in Miss Alonzo's class.
Our class play that year was The Big Chill.
Now, 15 years later, we are back with a very different show. The goal of Our Town is to educate, celebrate, appreciate, and hopefully learn a few things about Pleasantville.
Every episode will focus on a big idea that affects the town. Things like art, nature, knowledge, and anything else we might learn along the way. Making a public access show is a lot like raising a child.
It takes a village.
That's why we've invited a whole lot of our friends to help us out along the way.
For a by the numbers breakdown, we're handing it off to somebody who knows a lot about our community. Our field correspondent, Cullen Durgans.
Take it away, Cullen.
When you drive through the state of New York, there are a lot of places you'd be tempted to stop, except maybe here. Pleasantville. Small, hard to find, but easy to love. Our town is a village. A village in the town of Mount Pleasant, in the county of Westchester, in the state of New York. It was founded by the Munsee Lenape Native American tribe, settled by Quakers in 1695, and then taken over by the suburbs with the addition of a train line. And nowadays, it's a quiet place, populated by quiet people. There are 2 Dunkin' Donuts, 1 high school, 1 middle school. What? 1 elementary school. Oh wow, that is a thin window. Oh my god, it's like paper. Look at it, the whole window is just bowing whenever I press it. Well, anyway, we have 1 library. This multi-story, multi-family apartment building is under construction and a brand new addition to the quaint, quiet village of Pleasantville. There's 1 funeral home, and I still miss you, Pop Pop. 2 volunteer fire departments, 3 lakes and 1 pond, frozen. 16 bars. 52 parking meters, 11,731 trees, at least 4 churches and a temple. At least 4 churches. At least 4 churches. At least 4 churches.
Did anybody fact check him on any of this? I didn't fact check him. Did you?
He said he just knew it.
And you just trusted him?
At least 4 churches.
You just trusted our
At least
Pleasantville
4
expert?
churches. At least 4 churches.
Well, we got to go sharper.
At minimum, 4 churches.
I don't know. What was the goal here?
At the minimum,
To
4
to define
churches.
what Pleasantville is to people?
Upwards of 4 churches.
Let's just
Close to 4 churches.
go talk to other people about Pleasantville.
Nearly 4 churches. Over 4 churches. Over 4 churches.
We're out here with
Harper.
Harper. How long have you been working at the Pleasantville Farmers Market? How long have you guys been coming around?
I've been coming here for close to a decade.
Close to a decade. Okay.
Approaching that. It was one of my first markets back in the day.
Okay, wow. So you've really inserted yourself into the pantheon of greats of the Pleasantville Farmers Market.
Ooh, I appreciate that. Yeah, could be. I do majority repeat customers now, and people seem to really, especially right before Thanksgiving, I see a lot of the same people. Yeah, I mean, it's just been a while now, so.
We're asking people if they were to see a show about Pleasantville, what they would want to see in it. As somebody who has been in and out of this community through the market, what is something you think you would be interested in seeing or hearing more about in Pleasantville?
Sort of smaller groups that maybe just friends or something that have been meeting for a while, things that you might not run into on sort of your first top hits of a Google search. Like if you could kind of find some people that have been bowling together for whatever, things like that, like a little bit jolt of hope that civil society still exists.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to hear about people's stories and how they came to Pleasantville.
So highlighting a lot of the local business would probably go over well.
It's a very good market because Steve is a great manager. Sir, do you need some help?
I do.
I gotta go.
Your name's Michael?
Yes. Hey, my name's Michael too.
My name is Michael.
Hey, good, Michael. Good to meet you. You're Michael 1, I'm Michael 2.
Just kind of hanging out with people in your community, not worrying about, who they voted for or anything like that.
I had a delivery last Friday night. We did pizza, and it wasn't as good as it normally is.
The crossing guard must include the crossing guard. Parking, but also, like losing the sky. It's weird. That's like a weird building.
Get like the noodle shop and Indian food and, all the different foods.
Probably the history, maybe,
Probably the locals.
And how long have you been living in Pleasantville, or do you live in
I
Pleasantville?
do not live in Pleasantville. I live in Sleepy Hollow.
I don't. I live in Chappaqua.
So I'm from the neighboring town, Armonk.
Well, I don't go anywhere in Pleasantville except the farmer's market because I live 2 hours away.
We just moved up here, so I don't really know that much.
I'm from Queens.
The Lower East Side.
I remember how it was. I remember when the guy down the street was the guy that fixed my car. And now the guy down the street is not likely to be the guy that fixes your car. If I had the independent capacity to dial some of that back, I might do it, but that's not my business. That's not what my job is as mayor. Amid all that, and amid the angst that some folks who've been here a long time have about change, there are still an awful lot of people who are finding their lives enhanced by living here and who are knitting themselves into the place in ways they didn't expect. Certainly the case for me. I have been a Pleasantville resident for about 35 years. Although the mayor job gets to be day consuming, the idea is it's a night job, and my day job is right down the street where I run a small graphic design firm. And so I live here, I work here, and play the role as the mayor on TV. When I walk past each of the places that has some sort of emotional resonance, some good, some bad, it all reminds you of the fact that a place that can do that, a place where you know your mayor, or you know the person that's serving your coffee, or you know the person that odds are will be your undertaker, is a different life than lots of people live.
But no, I say masses, hear confessions, a warm and affirming presence. The doors are open from 6 in the morning till 6 at night because a felt need is met. And the need is to connect. To connect, I think, first of all, with themselves. The world is so loud now. And to find a quiet place to just sit down, begin to ask yourself the question, what are you going to do with your one wonderful life? And what I've discovered as I'm with these people each day is everybody is dealing with something. You're with them at baptisms when they bring their babies. You're with them at as the kids are educated, and you see them grow up. Saw you grow up. I remember when you were about 4 inches tall. But you see this, and you get into a rhythm of these people's lives. And then, of course, I think I've done more funerals here than any other priest. I think I'm up to about 137. And seeing it come full circle and being with people. It may not be a community that is explicit, but it is certainly implicit.
Rabbi Ben Newman.
Hi, I'm Rabbi Shoshana Elise. By way of introduction, this I think is relevant. I suffered a very large loss in the middle of September when my father was killed by a reckless driver. And 2 weeks later, I started my position here. And I thought, how am I going to do this? But how I've lived my Jewish life has been to always seek for the heart center, convey the true authentic feelings of the heart and help us open our hearts. And so that's what I did. I stood here and I shared about my grief journey and on that first Friday night. And I felt warmly welcomed and able to be exactly where I was. And that is how I approach my work, as I said, and also it's really an invitation to whomever wants to join us to be able to come and be who you are here. You can't be holy alone. It just doesn't work. There's certain prayers that cannot even be said unless there's a quorum of people. Why? Because we can't praise God without seeing the trace of the divine in every face. And that's how we understand God, is in relationship.
That, I believe, is the fundament of what a community is. You're taken seriously, you're accepted, you're listened to, you're safe. And when we find those very rare qualities, that's the truth of a community for me.
So I think it was I don't remember who I'm quoting. We like to know who we're quoting as rabbis, but I actually think it's a Christian minister who said,
it doesn't matter at the end of the day. People will not remember what you said. They will probably not remember what you did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. And this is true whether it's Quakerism, Russian Orthodoxy, Zen Buddhism, Unitarianism, Methodism, Catholicism. The medium becomes the message.
So the first romantic relationship I was ever in started in 10th grade. And basically the only way that we would engage for the most part in the beginning of when we were dating was we would just go on walks after school. And one day we were on a walk like 3 or 4 weeks into the relationship, and she says, "I just want you to know I'm not really supposed to be dating people right now." I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "My parents, they just don't think I'm old enough to date." And I was like, "What does that make us?" And she was like, I don't know. And so, when that was over and she went back to the rehearsal for the school musical, I went home, and my kitchen was being renovated at the time, and we had a mini fridge downstairs where we kept all the food, and in the mini fridge was a pre-made eggplant parm. And I got home, and no one was home, and I ate the whole eggplant parm because I was so nervous about our relationship. And it was supposed to be for dinner, but I ate it in like 30 minutes.
What does that have to do with Pleasantville?
I guess it just happened here.
I guess I liked holding you in Charlie's living room. I guess I liked